There are plenty of gaming genres present in our time. I mean, the Steam tags are just numerous. If you can't find one you like, there's always Madden. Although there is one genre that has stood the test of time since the very beginning of computers. One genre that has lived throughout generations and has never faltered in its ability to challenge the player. Bullet hells. Bullet hell is a genre that is quite enjoyable. While most are extremely difficult, players have proved time and time again their ability to handle such extreme pressure, especially when it comes to dealing with anime women. It is an anxiety-inducing genre, surrounding the player with death at every turn, corner, and sight, but by doing so, it creates satisfaction and relief when the player overcomes a feat. It is a marvelous genre that has many games under its belt, with each one displaying everything great this genre has to offer. But we aren't going to be talking about those games today. Instead, we're going to be talking about how a group of games create the same satisfaction in a different way, by making the player death incarnate. Not by experiencing a bullet hell, but by rather becoming it yourself. That's right, we're talking about a genre that flipped this idea on its head and took the internet by storm. There are many games in this new genre, however, in my own opinion, the catalyst that caused all of these to appear is Vampire Survivors. Now, if you don't know Vampire Survivors, it's a game where you go from to, and I want to talk about it. The basics of how this game works, as well as the entire genre, is that you have enemies coming at you, you kill the enemies with some type of weapon, and they drop experience of some sort. Gather enough experience, and eventually you level up. The game then provides options to the player of what kind of upgrade they want to choose. They can get a new weapon or accessory if they have the slots available, or upgrade an existing weapon or accessory from the ones given. While there is consistency with what kinds of enemies spawn and at what time they will spawn, the options the game will give the player is always random. This provides almost infinite replayability, not just in this game, but for the rest of the games in its genre. Are you starting to get why so many people love this? This forces strategy for the player, making them think ahead about each of their choices for every chance they get an upgrade. I don't know, do I take the red gun or the blue gun? Morpheus is staring at me, I need to make a choice. This game features an amazing progression system that I'm a sucker for in any game. Sometimes you can find gold around the map, in chests, or it can be dropped by enemies. This gold can later be used for upgrades to make your little man into a slightly bigger little man. When you start out, it doesn't feel like much has changed, but when you start really upgrading it, you start to notice it. I love this aspect of the game. It shows long-term growth for the player, rewarding them by playing the game, while also encouraging the player to play more of the game. It is addicting, and you really cannot stop playing this. Many times while I was playing, I would lose track of time, and then suddenly, it had been 30 minutes. You also eventually unlock more characters to play as. Each one starts off with a different weapon and a different characteristic, ability? I don't really know off the top of my head what to call this one. They're special, okay? Each one is special. Just like you. And none of them feel bad to play as, due to each one being special and unique with their property, also getting stronger as your run progresses, giving the player an idea of what to choose during your run. Not necessarily based on what items you have at the moment, but rather based on the character's specific strengths. It is a nice touch and makes the progression of this game feel smooth. This game contains a variety of different maps, from Mad Forest to the Library to the Bone Zone. I like the Bone Zone the most. It's pretty fun. There's only skeletons and they cook breakfast for you in the morning. Wait, no. Each map has their own variety of enemies to throw at you, and their own unique gimmicks. Like, take the Milk Factory, for example. Or something else kind of factory that I do not want to say because it is immature and quite disgusting to think of something like that. They have minecarts. They instantly kill enemies, so you can strategize around this idea, helping to assist you in your playthrough. It's a pretty unique idea, and I like it a lot. You can also unlock modes to play with, such as my favorite, Hurry, which doubles the game time but in return increases the amount of XP you earn, allowing the same amount of fun with half of the time needed for it. At certain intervals of time, a bigger enemy will appear called an elite. These enemies will drop chests when defeated. These chests can contain 1, 3, or even 5 items to help you out, dropping a banger every time you open one of these. I seriously cannot get enough of this noise. It is pure dopamine directly into my veins. Sometimes a weapon you will have will synergize with an accessory you have, allowing the weapon to evolve if given the chance. In order to get one, you need to upgrade the current weapon all the way, have the accessory, and then open a chest. The chest will then give you the evolved weapon. These things are awesome. They look great, deal tons of damage, providing enough incentive to grab at least one of these every run you have, or if you're like me, you grab 4 of them and then watch everything crumble around you, burning every living thing at the touch of your fingertips. Death themselves cowers at your great power over life, presenting them with only one option. Dang it! I know way too many small games, and it has been a great privilege for me to share all of these with you so far. I still have plenty of games to do, and I love making these videos, so I'm gonna keep making them, and I hope you guys are gonna keep enjoying watching them. And remember, in the end, death will come for us all.